by Rockets, knocking him down, keeping his team up at the same time. It looks like they're going to get what they're looking for. They're going to get this first point very, very quickly. And Mongo needs a lot of first time to go two guys. And let's look. We have that Zarya, we have the bread and butter. Shadowbird's going to have a big opportunity to get this point.
Huck, my body is ready for the strike back here. Can Shadowbird put things back in this game in a big way? Here he goes. Nano Blade at the ready. Looking for the pick up seconds.
Into the iris.
And oh my goodness, Huck, is this happening?
And we have that 4 kills. Can they stagger out? That is the question. Fnatic has to keep a but time is ticking down. They're at 2 checkpoints. Can they do it? I don't know.
Duke goes in, immediately goes down, and FaZe on the verge of taking the second point just as easily as Fnatic did. Time running out for Fnatic. They are coming in with the stall, hoping for the miracle. Hoping for the miracle back. They're so close right now to FaZe.
Can they do it? Can he bring it back? He gets another pick. He's staying on the points, trying to survive. His team can back him up. It looks like he's going to buy enough time. It's so close. Coleman on the point. May, can he stay alive? They're bringing this back. Fnatic with the phenomenal defense. I cannot believe what we just saw. ZP, they brought it back.
Oh my goodness, that was so close, and then Fnatic just a little bit better at stalling that out. And once you knew where that was over, where Snoop hits a big earth, and then suddenly Cool Matt just waltzes up in his new winter parka because he's on May. And just like that, Fnatic has bought themselves a just insane amount of time here, and FaZe gonna try and bring this back. They do have another nano plate, so here we go. Shadowbird into backline, has 1, has 2, immediately getting to work, slicing and dicing, and we're back to the position once more, but that is a devastating way of opening this up.
Yeah, it looks like they're gonna close this one out, but all in all, great job by FaZe, keeping composure, not faltering. They're gonna be down a minute. It's not the most ideal situation, but hey, Volskaya, we could go the distance here, especially how these teams have been playing.
Well, usually it's a little bit rare on assault maps to see crazy, gaudy scores between both teams.
10-10 or something, we could see it. The dream is
alive.
alive.
Right now, Fnatic, with 6 minutes left, they could absolutely go in here and immediately take points again. So I don't even know. This is kind of why I do like seeing Volskaya in these situations. Rarely, but players don't. They have their preferences and they like playing that stuff, but as a spectator, this is actually pretty awesome right now between these both teams, and we'll see how it can turn out here. Now, no, in terms of rotation, FaZe has less time. It's going to be Fnatic on the defense again. They're not swapping up on attacking or otherwise, so we get to see if Fnatic will have a better defense coming out this time around.
And it's interesting to think about as soon as he hits up in the sky, he's a hunting bird that just comes down the falcon to pick out the mice. He does such a great job when he takes that tactic. And something for players to take back, you know, to wherever they play, whenever they're watching this, you get into those pub matches. When you're on that Genji, make sure to use that tactic and use a lot of time. Get that stage, get the reset, go the extra mile. Here's a question for the strategy is how they're going to do much further up the immediately blocked through, he can charge back himself, but first of all, Shepard does like that the back, but overall, a 3-1 advantage here for Fnatic, and this will be successful. And that's where it gets kind of tough. You know, we talk about that snowballing effect on these maps. When you get that first hold, that means you're going to have a little bit more ultimate, a little bit going into this next fight. Even if FaZe take this next fight, even if Fnatic don't use the ultimates, that means it's going to be an even playing field for the second point, and very interesting to think about from a team perspective.
And again, I just love this adjustment for Fnatic where they realized, hey, our defense to begin with here, we didn't have the right strategy. This time we're going to make them fight for every inch, and it's working out. Shadowburn right now having to worry about Buzz, trying to build up the Dragon Blade. What is going on the right side? Snoop does find Rocket Fire, takes it down, and it's a deep dive of his Fnatic tanks, but it's poisoned by Courtney. Before it is behind you. Yeah, now you're starting to get a little worried. They can be under aggressive. Not letting him to get close up. On the right hand side of the side, looks like he's going to have his bomb. Yes, he's going to
to get into this regard. Now they're split off. And here comes back. They see the split as Shadowbird tastes the dirt.
Bowser getting slapped down by Stoop once again. His arch nemesis piling through, and it's a full wipe. And they can't use that much. Like, realistically, they can only use one ultimate to wipe the complete opposite team. That is exactly what you're going to look for in these fights.
I'm back in the fight!
We talk about that star factor. Over time, exactly what we're looking for and opportunity for him. And I think it comes down to what you were saying, the positioning of this Fnatic squad. They really adapted. They're not getting fancy. They're saying, you know what, we're just going to hold them at the most. Fnatic is so far really getting one. Tussa going down. Stoop returning. He tried to charge him off the map, and it looks like off of that phase going to be able to take this.
Stoop just a little bit too far. Was trying to take someone with that phase. Now the momentum they need. But what a great stall from Fnatic. 5 minutes here. That usually works. That was very close to the full first point hold. More time to really get first because I quickly kind of
as we talked about earlier, going into the second point, you look at what they have. They have that very easy combo laid on the solid as well as that
I'm ready to initiate self-destruct sequence!
you have a self-destruct in your face, but here comes Shadowbird. Back line and in. Grab bomb control immediately. Looking for a little more. Slicing, dicing. Has to put the blade away. It runs right into Buzz here. Will take him out for the red ball. This is pretty good here from Baby Star.
Make sure activated!
So, stay in good position. Fnatic, we know how to really get that this position right for second. They're going to pop that dart home and look like they're going to get a lot of people. They've been turning up, getting 3 more kills. It's really even right now. It looks like Fnatic are going to hold it. That might be it. There's only 10 seconds left on the clock.
That is very likely to be in, and that was the case where even though it looked so good for FaZe, they lost one person in that initial push, and it let Fnatic come right back in. They still had the graviton. They had enough time to stall it out, and FaZe could have to settle for just 3 points here. Now Fnatic, they have a great opportunity to make this match.
Yeah, you gotta feel really good right now to be in Fnatic's position. You're in the driver's seat. You control your own destiny.
My ultimate is charging.
Minutes. After this, you can get one, and like maybe you can choke and it's more, but you're still gonna tie. I think in general, Fnatic got
On point A,
that's
50%
insane.
force
Nerf this!
than what you usually have on one of the hardest, if not the hardest first point defense maps in the game. That does not seem very likely. So, Fnatic to some extent here, playing with the house money. The question is, though, how quickly they'll get point. If they can get point A on first or second attack and have about 5 minutes left for last, that's actually very good.
Once you're gonna be on that second one, having the right confidence at the right time and prepared for that. In general, he's gonna do a great job. I mean, so far, they've been playing beautifully. Not only one, and I think that we've been able to few times in this match specifically, shut down that hit. It's stupid.
Not routing power forward barrier!
Oh, let's break it! Time!
Perfectly.
Get through this! Boosters engaged! Time to raise my DPS! Banging out! Behind you!
Very deep in this forces base to drop down. It's going to be a very sloppy fight. You can see Rocker's only the person on the high ground trying to support his team. Very interesting. The both sides getting mix and match, but it looks like FaZe are going to come out on top. They got 3 kills so far. This is exactly the start you need in FaZe. They still have a while to go. 1 minute on the clock. 5 more to go.
All systems down! Game on! Defense matrix activated!
And if they lose the fight, great. If they don't, let's make them burn as much as possible.
No!
High ground on the right side. Power the way through this program.
Get through this!
Coming in strong right now. This is another shot from Bud. Shield it off though. Tries off to that shield. It's in the front. The shot brings away.
30 seconds.
He's off!
I think they're just trying to build their war chest here.
But basically, very composed. They didn't have to do anything.
Yeah, and happy people. I'm not sure if he used Ultimate on that. I think he just might have gotten knocked out of the game and saved his self. So, for now, obviously, after the loss of that, they're just going to go. This meter, FaZe has just many and loses. The dream of the first point hold here for FaZe, which would be the longest full Skya first point hold ever, is alive.
Yeah, let's get sloppy here. 6 ults versus 6 ults. It's gonna be interesting. Actually, Custom might not have his in time, but this is gonna be very interesting. FaZe so composed here, not burning anything in the last fight. They're putting themselves in great position.
Right now, about to get back Graviton. This is going to be a slobber knocker if there was one. 6 ults v 6 ults. The Graviton comes in for full mat. Half a goal, drops the bomb right behind it, takes down Factor Fiction. It's 2 quick kills here coming out here from the back, and that's a good start. FaZe burning their ultimates as well, but there's the Earth Shatter from Stoop. That is going to let Fnatic win this fight. The ultimates have been used. Fnatic stands victorious.
They stand victorious. The only person holding on to theirs is Factor Fiction. 3 minutes off the clock though. Now Fnatic only 2 minutes left. To be honest, you're not happy with that first point. If you're Fnatic, you're saying, hey, we invested everything and we barely got it after 3 minutes. They're gonna have 2.5, 30 seconds being added after you cap it, and they're gonna say, you know what? Curveball time. We don't have this match just yet. Happy, cool. Get on that Pharah, get in the sky. Let's see what you can do.
And the Pharah is actually a very nice pick here for what FaZe is running. I don't think FaZe really can swap off in response to this. If they're checking the hero compositions, they would know that's there. Of course, now they're getting rocketed, so of course they know.
Yes.
But here comes Fnatic. They're rolling right in. Factor Fiction does have the Earth Shatter to help prop up the defense a little bit more. But look at this. He's going to force him to make the ice block as Fnatic starting to apply pressure to this point. And they get Forsaken early on, so 6v5, a good start to this for Fnatic.
Yeah, but they're burning time. You see that Maywall saying, you know what? We just need to fall back. We have the time to stagger. Big Earth Shatter coming out, knocking out 2. Looks like FaZe is going to go up 2 kills. Happy Cool's going to even the field. 4v4, too easy. 1 more on the board for FaZe, and the respawn point is so close. You got to start looking at the clock. 1.5 minutes left. Too easy. more and more kills. He's gonna pick off that Pharah, swatting him to the ground. And now you're looking at this time and you're saying, hey, we don't have much. It'd be interesting to see if FaZe adjusts. I don't think Shadowburn did a great job on Mei, but that wall to stall out time, to put up, you know, another Reinhardt shield that just doesn't break. Great choice by him. Very, very tactical.
Absolutely. Now for Fnatic, this very well could be their last attempt. It's such a long walk from first to second here at Volskaya, so Fnatic have to make this count. I think their ideal situation here would be to get that Graviton into Barrage. Cool, Matt, and that's what he's looking for right now. He's looking at his poke that he's going in. He's just trying to get that last little bit of ult charge. There it is. Not quite there yet. I think he thought he had it. Fnatic starting to engage, and Cool Matt almost certainly saying, guys, wait, don't have it yet. Still trying to get it. Still trying to get it. Doesn't have the Graviton. This is a pain. Finally, the Graviton comes out. Half a cool. Did not get quite the fall through he's looking for. And I don't know if this is enough from Fnatic.
Yeah, they get an extra kill. They're up one person, but they're going to be countered, and huge combo coming out. FaZe going to be able to clean up here, and that's exactly what they needed. 20 seconds left on the clock. Will it be enough?
And for Fnatic, it very well might not be enough time for them to get back here. It might have been enough for FaZe. 14 seconds remaining. I think Fnatic might be able to touch the point, but that was certainly their best opportunity. Now they have to just roll in, hope that no one dies, and get in on here. 5 seconds left. They still need to touch this here.
Can they touch it? It's 2 seconds. He's going to Stoops on the point. This is going to be the last fight.
And here they go. Bud's right now coming in. Does have the pulse bomb at the ready. Rockus finds Bothell immediately. The Earth Shatter from Stoop doesn't do too much. Bud tries to fall through on it. 5v5 right now on the point. Too easy though. Getting cleanup kill after cleanup kill. The soldiers of Fnatic are falling right now. And this very well could be it. We could have ourselves a draws phase. Gets all the cleanup that they're looking for.
What an amazing match. FaZe coming up so big there, and you gotta really wonder for Fnatic, a team that is generally so composed, so on point. We saw Happy Cool run in at the end, drop the barrage, but it was a second too early. Cool match, you know, you're on it like any second now. You couldn't hit anybody on FaZe, and the Zarya came out a little bit too late. The Nano Boost was wasted, the barrage was wasted, and there was nothing there when the Zarya ult finally came.
Unfortunately for Fnatic, the difference in that last fight very well could have been that 3-4% of Zarya ultimate charge. They had to go in. Oh my goodness, just a little bit rough there for Fnatic. They weren't able to coordinate their ults as they're looking for. As a result, Fnatic is still up 2-1. Zarya's still very good.
I read you.
Fall back on, but now they have to really think how they want to attack the ball.
That's going to feel pretty bad as Fnatic going for that match. That's such a big advantage. You think, surely if it's hard to win this, there was opportunities where they did have the advantage that they needed, but it wasn't enough. Like, for a team that we kind of criticized for how consistent they are and how they are being very composed, not just in that second point of time, but on the first point, just holding on to the whole thing.
Anyone need some healing?
No doubt about it. And now to break down the craziness of Kings Row and Volskaya, give you guys a preview of what to expect. We're going to be going back over to our analyst desk. Take it away, guys.
Locking down the objective. Rally to me. Heal up here.
One point, right? Like that. That's too much.
Because everyone always talks about the FaZe tilt but they keep making these miraculous holds, these miraculous plays. They had no business winning, almost winning King's Row, to be honest, and they did. And then, to be honest, their backs were against the wall on Volskaya, and they made a miraculous 6-minute hold. Like, I don't know where to put them. They're playing at the level of everyone that they can do it, but they're never going above and beyond. So I'm really scared for them in this match, but they can definitely do it. It's just they have to be ahead. It feels like they're like
All systems checked out.
to keep up with the net.
Objective A captured.
Move it out.
Especially when Fnatic comes out, takes point A, Nearly 6 minutes coming into point B. Takes that as well, so they have so much time left in the bank, and that put enormous pressure on the FaZe. But even then, even though they failed their first point before, they knew they had that lead advantage, came back in, got it on the second attempt, and managed to drag out the second set of captures all the way to the end to the draw. So really impressive composure from FaZe in a dire situation.
But I do want to ask though about this payload delivered already. How they were playing at the attack. They did a brilliant job a couple times just really fending off the onslaught that FaZe was bringing to them. What were your major takeaways?
We have a replay. We can talk about some of the ways that teams attack on Volskaya A and really something like that. Usually you have
Payload secure.
Play around
Move
the
out.
but both teams played high ground here. And the idea, if we look at these compositions, is that you want to protect the soldiers. So it's 6 men on the high ground of the opposite points. You can't get to the right of Butts right here on the Roadhog, where the attacking team is dropping down to the map. The idea is here you want to stop or look for that from the high ground, or simply drop down to take the point. But what happens is that Happy will have a great play on the team that Doji knocks off, which forces the rest of FaZe to drop early. So we can roll it right now. And you can see the Zarya shield goes onto him, and he just scoops this Soldier 76 onto the low ground. That means that everybody else has to fall down and shoot them. And they just get a kill on the box here, but Rush really works.
Everyone, heal up.
Camera right now.
I've got you in my sights. Payload secure. Stay out of my way.
Experience tranquility. Never watched this before, maybe you're here for the first time for venue and you're here for COD and you came around, you're like, man, I play Overwatch, I want to check this out.
I'm
That
not
right
a
there
young man.
was the reason why Overwatch is awesome.
Yeah, really clean engage. Really clean engage. And they knew exactly what they had to do. They knocked Zombs off and then took out the tank line because they knew they were going to have to drop and just let Zombs die, basically, and then they lose the point anyway.
Alright, so now that we have gotten the incredible setups out of the way, Doa, I gotta ask you, man, there were just so many things in that game that we could break down, but for you in particular, what was your like, oh my god moment?
Well, I mean, right at the end, they
Nerf this!
do it. It took Coolmat a little bit too long to get that Graviton Surge ready, and by then, you know, the engagement was kind of disjointed and they weren't able to do it. Then, of course, you know, Shadowburn comes back with this huge blizzard on the Mei, gets a ton of cool kills, rather, and that's the end of it. So it's the little things in the assault modes, and I know, you know, the assault maps come under a lot of criticism sometimes, but man, they produce awesome, exciting games. So for me, right at the very end, that was crazy.
It was awesome. Flame, this is, you said it, the Clown Fiesta, the ultimate party, if you will, that fireworks show, really. When you have two teams that are basically laid out with 12 ultimates on each side, what does it come down to at that moment?
I mean, you have to know that both are coming, and I think the team that initiates is usually the one that comes out on top. You saw there, I think it was Coolmat threw out his Graviton before Zombs did, and suddenly it puts FaZe in this weird panic where they're trying to get their ults off, but they're also trying not to die to Happy Cool's self-destruct. So like, when you're in that position, it's better, I think, to just save. I mean, they made the hold work anyway, but it's hard to know how successful you'll be when everyone is ulting at the same time. You're like, oh, I'm sound barriered, I can do whatever I want, but then suddenly half your team is running away. It's all about initiation, I think.
What a great game. Hopefully you guys at home enjoyed it as well. I'm sure everyone in this arena enjoyed it. The update for you guys, though, is that the tiebreaker map will be Nepal, but we're going to go through to Watch Point Gibraltar, play that one out. If FaZe are able to win that and tie up the series 2-2, then we will go over to Nepal, where we will conclude this matchup, and Envious will know who they're facing off against in the final. Unless Fnatic are able to shut them down on Gibraltar, in which case the draw is not necessary, and thus we move on to our final matchup. It's going to be a good one, folks, and I cannot wait. Hopefully everyone is excited. Game 5 coming up next. Watch Point Gibraltar. Who comes out on top? Don't go anywhere. In a thriller of a matchup, FaZe and Fnatic are locked up, and we are getting ready for Watch Point Gibraltar. Of course, if FaZe were to win this one, tiebreakers would be needed, but for Fnatic, this is it right here. You want to put the final nail in the coffin. Can they do it? That is the question that I'm sure everyone is thinking here at MLG Vegas. So, to answer that, let's go ahead and toss it over to our commentators, ZP and Huck.
Thank you, Golden Boy. And now, Huck, we are getting ready to head into Watch Point Gibraltar, going to be map number 5 here in the series. Fnatic looking to close it out, but that FaZe, you got to think that they got a jolt of adrenaline from coming out that strong in such a close game.
So did I. I'm on the literally the edge of my seat. I cannot wait for this matchup, and honestly, I think it plays pretty well into FaZe's traditional lineup. We get that Genji and the shuttle phase. He has a lot of ability to attack up, and they've shown that they can flex on those hits. This is a very interesting match, and we actually covered it at the beginning, saying that Gibraltar might actually be a good match for FaZe.
Absolutely. Of course, you do look at the history for Fnatic. I do feel like Fnatic does have a bit of an edge on maps that favor preparation. And Gibraltar certainly is one of the maps where you can really game plan for how you want to run things, both on point A, hangar, resets, and otherwise. So I do think you can make a compelling argument either way. For FaZe, of course, FaZe enjoys chaos and momentum.
Yes.
So if they can get a very good early attack off, for example, when they're on their attack, I can actually see them saying we're all soldiers now. But we're not going to get to see their attack first. We're going to see them on the defense. We'll get to see what Fnatic has in store.
Try not to get yourselves killed up there.
In general terms, I always like to defend first. It kind of puts you in a spot where you know what you have to do. If you have a very great hold, you can kind of change your composition, take a lot of chances. When you're attacking first, you don't know what to expect. You just kind of play down the road, down the line, traditional setup, and do the best you can do. You can see Bonafill here on the Widowmaker, just trying to spot out, get the intel on their composition. The only one really showing is Shadowburn. I would actually prefer Shadowburn not to show that, because you never really know what, is going to come out, and showing that Diva, taunting them a little bit, dancing in their face. You can see Zom.
Always did take good care of my arm.
Many presents.
Just trying to keep it in one piece.
Zarya is the bringer of gifts, and
My ultimate charge.
showing the
My ultimate is charged.
on this map. Or there's no ability to give up any information early But right, of course, the reason why he went for the Bastion there
Defend
was if there was a
objective
crazy
A.
drop-down ambush strategy, he'd be ready to immediate punish.
Yeah, I always want to do that cheese. Fucking, they never want to do it. I don't know. They think it's fun and risky, but the good side down here is advantage on the defending side.
They're going for brute force, nothing to room, nothing on the high ground to support. But I also think they're giving up some of the better aspects of the ball players, making this perhaps a little bit easier for Fnatic. And I think now they're pushing right up. And again, they can take this a straight fight on level ground. Not guaranteed to win it, but I think they're pretty happy with this here thus far. We'll see if they can.
The defenders are looking for some kind of advantage in composition, right? They don't have it. Coolmat taking out his counter.
She is done it or not.
White's got it, the value off of that, but actually still in a commanding position, applying quite a bit of pressure. Shadowrun can actually bust this wide open with a very relatively hesitant pick.
Yeah, both teams being so patient, so but it's about to get very interesting.
This is where Zombs could put a dagger in Fnatic right now, push it right back. There's the ground upon it. There is the Zelda Sword from the back. What a great shield, but big his team. But look at that Factor Fiction going in off the opening, drops the hammer, and Shield unfortunately cannot be cannot defend both that and here.
I've got you in my sights.
Drop the beat, but on the top right, Coolmat, star player for Fnatic coming out to have a lot of opportunity.
Right now because it's going to give Coolmat a really nice ground. Wolves end up immediately retreating. Nice fire strike, leaving damage coming into it all the way. Squeezing it off the easy soft hitting over. Samir is almost wasted perhaps from base. That spot that now they're opening themselves up to a snowball hanger.
Yeah, that's not what we want to see.
Rain from above.
Longer Raucous
Shield turret has been destroyed.
to see a little bit of adjustment here from Dave.
And look at that, they're just cleaning up the people coming out. Coming back to this ready spot from Gibraltar, where if you just lose one day, you spawn there, you can't get out because they change the city there. Space. And health-wise, but this next fight can be so
Heal up here.
simple that
Extended and got kicked off, so this is going to be a little defensive here. They want to push that issue. They want to hand them in the corner, hand them in the room, and kind of force before having to come back, try to get a 65, but they're not in the position. Too easy being so far back. They can't really do much. Factor Fiction, all the good to get positioned.
Shadow being dropped by Factor Fiction, knocked down about 2. I don't know if the ball is there. Here comes the self-defense. Right now, but it's still even. Fnatic can win
60
this fight.
seconds.
However, with Dusty going down to the round it's not necessarily
Yeah, it doesn't look like it's going to happen more than just yet. Shadowburn actually picking up 2 more kills. He's got a great game sectioning off that baby. I would like to see them stagger a little bit more. I don't think it was quite necessary to take out Happy Cool there, but all in all, great play from Shadowburn. I would really like to see Factor Fiction diving, so just that explosiveness off the combo would be able to get a lot more off the target box. He hasn't been able to take out the just yet.
That's a very point. Once we establish here in the hangar, buys them at least 2 to 3
I've got you in my sights.
Reinhardt right down. Was surgical. And here comes back. Holding outside ground front. Might not even be able to your armor. Down 2. And this is a
10
really
seconds.
It's nearly over. Keep up our defense.
stop it? Can he do it?
And that is a caster curse in process. That's too easy. Was in the back line pulling it back. Fnatic started this fight off really well, and it still might end well, but FaZe does a great job of getting to pick off something that they should have gotten and stalling the back to the outboard board.
Yeah, and Factor Fiction not in position to save his teammates with that shield. I mean, they tried to bring it back at the last second, getting picked off, getting hooked. There's a lot of support there for that FaZe, but it wasn't enough.
That's how we
Raucus
do.
actually went down as well. So now you look at the board and you can see that Shadowborn does have his ultimate, but he can't combo it with much. Diva ult is something that you actually have to use in cohesion with a few other ultimates, but 2 minutes left on the clock, this third leg being actually very hard to attack on.
Absolutely. Shadowborn's gonna have to channel his own inner Kakai right now in terms of unassisted Diva kills, but too easy. Hooked right in by Buds. Creates an opening now for Fnatic. Zom's actually really overdiving there. Lucky not to get immediately picked off. And this is really good for Fnatic. They're trying to fight back the board. Back to fix the shield going to fall here in a moment. It is a 6v5. And Fnatic, there's the Earth Shatter. The shield was down, knocks down 3. Counter Graviton is out, but because of the Earth Shatter, the fall through is there.
Yeah, Shadowborn actually uses a Diva Bomb, picks off 1. It was okay. He got 2 at the end, and it looks like FaZe are going to be able to hold on. More importantly, that fight was so extended. You could see a minute left on the clock, and it looks like Fnatic are going to have to back up. Kasa running for his life. Can he get around the corner? No, he cannot, and that's going to be a little extra stagger. A minute left for Fnatic, and they do have a 2 ult advantage. Raucus is going to be the one for FaZe that's going to have to come in big and choose who's going to get that nano boost. Factor Fiction going to be the most likely target, but we have seen them experiment with other choices in the past.
We absolutely have, and here comes Fnatic right now. Kasa gonna open up with the nano boost on the stoop. He's been the common target, but a nice sleep dart puts him out. Factor Fiction into backline on the half pool. This is pretty good here for FaZe. Remember, they do have the defender's respawn advantage. They can trade out, but right now they're looking just to win outright instead. It's too easy. Picks up a little bit more.
Yeah, and a great combination. Raucus hitting the sleep dart. As soon as he comes back up, the nano boost is completely wasted, and then too easy. Knowing the timing, knowing when he has to be in position, gets the hook, and there's 20 seconds left.
This is do or die here for Fnatic. They're really going to be dependent on the sound barrier from Vonethil, giving them this big open opportunity, but Zombs can end it with the Graviton, waiting for it, does pull in 2, Fnatic diving in. They're all in this Graviton right now, but a nice sound barrier by Vonethil keeps everyone up and healthy. The Hog pushes people back. They have to get on the payload. 1 second left remaining, and they do cause overtime, but because they sacrificed positioning, Huck, they are getting mopped up by this FaZe squad.
Yeah, the great Earth Shatter from Factor Fiction, hitting 5 people, laying them all down. Easy to pick them up. Happy Cool being the last person on point, and this is going to be a closed out. Not bad from FaZe. I feel like they're very happy with this defense so far.
They are absolutely happy with this defense, and it's interesting because of how quickly this game could have gone the other way. Think about that very first attack that came out from Fnatic. They actually did get an early pickup. They had a decent window of a 65, and then FaZe was able to do enough in terms of dealing poke damage, making Fnatic feel uncomfortable. Fnatic regroups in the server room, gives FaZe the opportunity to get everyone back up, and then, even though there was not a whole lot of subtlety to the FaZe defense, they just simply fought it straight up time and time again, and ended up drawing a lot of time off the clock.
Yeah, that's something I noticed about C9 in particular as well when they went against Envious. They lose every fight. They're barely on the kill feed, but it seems like they can drag out these fights for as long as possible. So despite them losing every fight very badly, basically, they stagger so hard. They stay on that point. They make sure they fight for every end. And then by the time you get to that third leg, you get to that final point, it seems like there's just not enough time.
Try not to get yourselves killed out there. Now, remember, let's not write off Fnatic just yet on this map. Their strong point in Overwatch has been their defense. And I'm curious to see what defensive setup they run here, because even though FaZe's defense worked out, it probably isn't the most academic way of playing defense on Watch Which they make things a little bit too easy to attack in terms of what they sort of went through with raw skill.
Yeah, too easy indeed. In general, I like FaZe when they're attacking more. I mean, we talk about how momentum-based they are, how explosive they are. This is the opportunity for Shadowborn to really show for his team to start Genji most likely. We'll see if he switches in this last 10
One.
seconds, but I expect that he's going to have a lot of trouble on getting targets. But if he can get on top of that, if he can dodge those sleep darts, that is basically where FaZe can see that they'll set us a great time here on this match and hopefully
Bear in mind, granted, home charge builds a little bit slower nowadays. Oh my goodness, early one to start this. Lifetime was sleeping, but he's Tactical in the back position. He is able to get the that was very, very big.
yeah, that was a very dangerous situation, and it simply came off the Reinhardt getting slept. You can see that D.Va had to come up to the quarter, kind of snowball a little bit, but they recompose, and now they're going to have to set up their defense. It looks like they're going to be taking a similar position to which FaZe took in the last.
This is a little bit surprising for Fnatic, given that they do like better sets, but here they are, rushing right in the phase. They see an opportunity, but Bonds ends up dying the too easy, so now 65 here from FaZe. Shadowburn, as we mentioned, business for cleaning up the fight. He is coming back here. So hammer time. This defense not actually looking very good at all.
No, and it's a very interesting tactic that we've seen Fnatic take before on team. They say, hey, this is where we're defending. They're very execute-based. That Buzz is trying to flank us out of the gets around the corner, but after he gets picked up, he's like, move to the left, take both of them, and FaZe exploded. Did a great job on that.
So the one upside here for Fnatic, the upside for just getting wrecked that on the first, it doesn't fully reset up here for a second. If they can win this fight, but oh, they're about to die once more. Two quick kills coming out here for FaZe, and the pain train keeps on coming. Fnatic looking lost and confused by now. I don't know about that at all. A late Graviton self-destruct combo, but keep on Fnatic dead. Does not seem wise.
Yeah, what we really need there is either the
Огонь по готовности!
I mean, he's packed a bitch to sit there all day and work on the opposite side. Two pieces down for he's on support duty. He finds it. Puts him down in midair. Big plays coming up from Shadowburn. He didn't care with Graviton. He just wanted to get everyone on board. Yeah, an interesting choice. I think he's really scared of going up against Hustler, or he's afraid he can't get through that. I think either way it works out, but I would have loved to see him just clean up on the tanks. I mean, you got the Nano Boost, you got the Blade. I understand they're big boys. You're going to have what it takes generally to take them out. A Factor Fiction using his ultimate. I want to say this is really sloppy, but Fnatic going to use the Lucio ult as well. But I think they'll touch point. Yeah, maybe. Barely they do, and they're going to hold on for a little bit longer, but I don't think it's going to be enough. That's just themselves.
Crunching right now from FaZe on Fnatic. Fnatic staggering in, using ultimates where they don't need to use ultimates. It is a slop fest coming from Fnatic. This is very unexpected. He got... Oh no! Going the ball here. If we had a full stat total right now, it'd be along the lines of something like 42-3 or something in favor of FaZe.
Yeah.
This has been nothing but sheer brutality.
Rock is hitting some great sleep darts, and Shadowburn just used Genji Blade. Gets it again in about 5 minutes. Fnatic still setting up off of that dagger. It looks like they're going to have to make a hold here. If they don't do it, FaZe will be taking this match, but we will be going to that tiebreaker.
Well, this opportunity to get the flip on the Factor Fiction. Fine time right now, but guess what? Shadowburn is going to get this whole dagger. Up, down, he's fine. Big pick up there. Probably have to coming down. Stop the right blade from he's going to go for it, but it's this one. Blazing the ball. Now, take a look at the ultimate.
60 seconds.
Fnatic has almost nothing. Right here. Here's the Shadowburn. Right point out already. Nano Boost. Looking for the pickup. Actually not getting very much with this. But meanwhile, on the point. From the side of FaZe. They're very close. Looking like that's exactly what they're going to do.
And ladies and gentlemen, we are going to the tiebreaker match. This will be a best of 3. Which on Nepal? Which one?
It is Nepal.
Nepal will be the match. FaZe traditionally haven't had a strong team at all, but in this tournament in particular, they've kind of met their demon, faced it, and said, you know what? King of the Hill. Oh, let's break it! Very good space to come back now.
Certainly, I gotta say, I don't know if it was here on the ball. So I mean, their defense was alright, but their attack was alright. Their defense was absolutely abysmal.
Yeah.
And I don't even know. I mean, sure, credit where credit's due. FaZe came in strong, but Fnatic was making terrible decision after terrible decision in terms of fighting lost fights, using ultimates in lost fights, hanging around too long.
Justice reigns from above.
That's what they are right now. They're stepping out Logo very hard. I mean, in general, I feel like the stars aligned a little bit. We saw so many lucky shots or just things going right. We see Factor Fiction drop his Earth Shatter and then a questionable choice from Fnatic to lead up to that and say, you know what, we're going to burn Lucio for that. When there's only 2 or 3 people on the point, you see this MLG trophy. This is exactly what they're competing for. Neither of these teams have had a big championship.
No, they haven't, and it's a pretty nice trophy too. Of course, the other teams still in here that will be in the grand finals, of course, is ND, and they just picked up a nice trophy from Apex, but certainly both FaZe and Fnatic would like to add one to their trophy.
I have 2 of those trophies, actually. Oh, there you go. It's very nice. I do recommend. I hope FaZe can pull through, but it's going to be a tough match. I mean, Fnatic, they have the composure. You know, you can see that they're talking to their coach now. He's going to try to settle them down and say, hey, you know what? You guys are doing great. There's a few little things we have to fix. You know, they got lucky. I mean, we saw a lot of sleep darts there, like Hussa getting picked off, the Reinhardt at the beginning, and almost went very badly for them. And it just seemed like FaZe, they keep driving it through.
They do, and unfortunately for Fnatic, I feel like Gibraltar was their last chance to put the series away, because you think back to earlier in the series, the map that Fnatic lost before Gibraltar was what? Ilios. It was Control. So now they're going to have to go back and go, how do we fix what was wrong on Ilios as we go to Nepal? And it's going to be easier said than done, especially when FaZe right now has to be on quite a high. I mean,
it was close though.
Yes.
It was very close. It was 3-2 down to the wire. And it's going to be interesting. Like, you really have to think, what compositions are we going to see? We've seen Shadowbird for the most part. That's the flex, right? That's going to be either Diva or it's going to be the Pharah. And then on the other hand, we see Fnatic try many things, but nothing has been super solid for them. We talked about this early on. Mirror compositions. Do you think the best choice here is Pharah versus Pharah?
Pharah v Pharah in Nepal, I think, is a little bit of a harder sell. It's never really been an absolute map. Actually, more than anything else, sometimes you see her in Sanctum because you have the higher ceiling there, you can talk people into pit and all the rest. Other stages in Nepal actually lead themselves to more control type setups where you oftentimes see May on the ball. And we'll see if that's a thing coming up from either of the 2 teams. I think either of the 2 teams like running it. Shadowbird actually runs May for FaZe. But you saw that on the
Enemy coming ahead! Need healing!
I don't think either team's
Enemy turret down.
Get over here and heal up.
Also, I don't know if it's necessarily the greatest maneuver for Fnatic situations.
That's the thing. I feel like when you look at Fnatic, you look at people that are flexible, tactical, the most flexible, you don't lose much.
I've located their teleport.
Starting. Keep your heads down.
They are very good at the characters that they can run, but it's not as good.
I've located their teleport. I'm capturing the object.
He's extremely good.
To Valhalla.
Anyone need some healing?
I'm interested to see how this goes down. It's still a good map, but somewhat different map than others in terms of what it is on one.
Yeah, I mean, we've said it since the beginning. We've said it the whole time. That is very well. It's a minimum. That they can come back. They've actually proven that they can come back. More the fact that overall they can
I would say firmly, if you just look at the board side, looking at other tournaments in the past, they probably would have folded after something like that. They is a map
that
could come out pretty strong there. That they definitely seem stronger on that map than others, but Fnatic, whether they are a very consistent team. FaZe does have that crazy explosiveness.
Till Valhalla.
So we'll have to see. I mean, certainly we've seen upsets in Overwatch before, and that's the great thing about the game is that you do get a high degree of variability from time to time, and you can see even a very favored team fall under the pressure of a grand final. But I do think for both these teams, whoever gets out of here will have a rough go in the grand finals. Yeah, but perhaps it will be a little bit rougher for Fnatic if they are the ones to end up winning this tiebreaker here in Nepal.
Well, here we go. Looks like we're about to get into the game. This will be a best of 3. Traditionally, these 2 CP maps, or no, sorry, I misspoke. These King of the Hill maps, the control maps, have been best of 5s. So it's going to be very interesting what's going to happen here. The pressure is on. This is the most tense moment either team has faced ever before. Can they do it? I don't know, ZP.
It's going to be very close on both ends. And this is going to be interesting, too, in terms of matchups. If both teams stick on what they're going here for, Happy Pool is going to have the duty of containing Shadowburn. It's going to be that McCree versus Genji matchup where McCree can lay down very potent poke damage from mid-range to keep the Genji suppressed, and also makes the Genji really have to worry about the threat of flashbang anytime he gets remotely close. Shadowburn, though, very good at working around that, so that's a key matchup to look here. And of course, the Bud's Too Easy matchup has been big, where Too Easy, honestly, has gotten a little bit more, and
we might be seeing a Pharah here. This is very interesting. He hasn't played too much McCree, so it's not that surprising that he switches off, but I'm not sure how it's going to play on this map.
This is probably one of the better stages to Pharah in a control point, but he's going to have to look for an early pickoff. And I think if they lose this first fight, we'll have to switch. Pharah's really hard to actually get back in and find the retake. It's much better if you have control.
And get ready to move.
Team straying up, poking Fnac actually coming out a little bit ahead. Oh, there
Yes, the boss has
knocks him
arrived.
into the pit. Rock is looking like he was going to recover. Does not. A big concussive blast coming in, and that's going to give Fnatic a whole lot of momentum in this fight.
Yeah, they're going to just dive in there. You can see that FaZe have given up. They said, you know what, let's get back, let's reset. But it looks like they're going to trade out, actually. Support for DPS. Shadowbird does go down, and it looks like they have one person, but they don't have enough. They don't have numbers right now, and they're actually pushing back in. This is very questionable from my perspective.
It is absolutely questionable. It happened well, using splash damage to a high degree of efficiency right now. Just peppering this FaZe squad as they roll forward, as they are shoulder to shoulder in the bloody system. Walking right through. Right now, nothing really on him, just having a fun time over the top. Barrage Too Easy right in the face. Right now, not just to start getting the 7-3 pressure, but Zom's actually fighting his back.
Yeah, Zom's fighting 2v1, though. You see Lucio trying to get back at the bottom. He's trying to climb up. Zom's just going to be able to do it. Oh, no! And he gave up. He said, you know what? It's a very interesting 2v2 fight with Zarya and then Zarya.
Someone did play the Pro Skater games back in the Asian era, but either way. Really trying to get that in onto this matchup. The percent is going to happen. This far. Seeing the Nano boost on the Happy Pool. We will have Graviton on that already.
Yeah, that's been very key. They decide to pull the trigger anyways, and once again, Shadowburn has put to sleep. Meanwhile, on point, FaZe fight back. They actually get 2 tricks. They're going to decide to pull the trigger, but Chronicle is the table. Is trying to take out Shadowburn. Happy Pool. Not counting so far. It looks like he's going to regain it. They're going to keep the point. 75% CP. Not what FaZe is looking for on Nepal.
Not at all, and they just have their best chance to take there with the Graviton for Cross. They did not get what they were looking for in Fnatic right now. On the first point to play the those 2 people into the pit, and FaZe is going to win a little bit longer here on the
It's gonna be this. They just used Blade, they just used Nano, they get it again. It's going to be down against the Barrage from Fnatic. I give the advantage to FaZe, but they're going to need everything. 96% to 15, and they bring back safety. We're going to have to see right now. Travelers does have a break Blade.
not a lot of space right now to use the spare, but here's the Traveler diving deep in. Nano Blade on the way, good. Like Gunstop, Pharah on the Shadowbird. What a turn out here by Fnatic. 4v4, fun, tactical, though. All sorts of momentum on their side. Heading back the other way. Too Easy FaZe Clan on the verge of getting the comeback here on this round. Almost the final of the entire series thus far.
I'm not a young man. Blows it out. Do you believe in dreams? These kids are playing their hearts out. FaZe coming back in true fashion.
Come to play on his hour.
And I gotta say, just looking at that in the last round, I really did not like having this thing up there after they lost control.
Yeah.
So much better at than actually bursting your way in. And I feel like and it's really take those balls this far. Like this is all right, right? It's over what they do, but at the same time, someone has to take charge and say, hey, you want to see this far more. As much as it might hurt, as much as you might want to play that hero, we really need someone to be able to get around on these types of maps, on these King of the Hill maps. It's really hard to come back.
Mission ain't over
this,
yet.
interesting enough for Pharah, this is not the worst Pharah map. Definitely better than Village, and we'll see if Havoc was able to keep it going forward here. But for now, he's committing to it. Too Easy does get hooked in by Bugs.
Great bubble though by Ross. So
with these two pickoffs, well on their way to get you my
taking one for himself, but they're gonna have to fall back.
Till Valhalla. We're leaving the wicked.
I've got you in my sights.
The back, trying to build up his ultimate. Cool map pretty close as well. You see that picture going to back. He dives a little bit too deep before the left on the ground top. This fight in FaZe's favor, but might have been a bit of a waste there, as they force us to sound very going by people and FaZe throwing a lot of ultimates after what could be a losing fight.
Yeah, and it looks like it's going to be a big mistake from them. Shadowburn actually going to pop
Mission
this
ain't
as
over
well.
yet.
I'm not sure they still have the point. It's 50% to 0. Shadowburn actually may be able to pull it back. It's a very even fight so far. True Tank is trying to guard him, but they don't have the damage to finish your face. Great choice. I mean,
it was a gamble for FaZe to get there where they went down a whole lot. They threw their ults, and the ults immediately didn't get anything, but it was Shadowburn taking that. Able to get two pickoffs on the Fnatic that had the numbers advantage. However, they trained everything, but now this is a fight they should lose. The Fnatic was ready. Ground top is going to be a
Come here, get stable.
It's the full Hawks of Too Easy, keeping FaZe alive. Stoop, though, has had enough. Drops the hammer, knocks down 2. And not entirely won here yet by Fnatic, but it is looking good.
Yeah, it's looking very good for them. They're just having more damage, more damage. Another one's going to go down to Easy. Bullet Buds takes out another one. Looks like Fnatic for the first time this match is going to flip the point. But 94% is still ticking. It's 99 to 0. Fnatic cannot let it be flipped.
So let's just be clear on the storyline here. FaZe, one team fight away from dispatching Fnatic and getting into the grand finals. Huge comeback.
But Fnatic have the advantage. 3 ultimates are in their
They do have the toughest truck capable throwing it up and over the wall. Does find Zombs immediately. Scoop swings the hammer. That's going to be 3 unanswered kills. So the FaZe, that is not the epic winning fight. But they keep
Yeah, and they want to stay there all right.
right now with the flank here. This is kind of more nice. Ultimate advantage. He's looking for it. They saw it. They find the punch. That's easily back off.
Heal up here.
team I've ever seen to actually check their corners for that.
Yeah, seriously!
Man, everybody gets caught by that. The phase. First team I've ever seen to actually be like, oh, I wonder if there's a Reinhardt waiting for us around the corner. Well, guess what? There was.
Everybody talks about Shadowbird as a star player. It's one of the things I said was sort of the X factor to this match is that FaZe has the star player. They can step up and make the big plays. And if we look at the last two maps where their backs were against the wall, the play from Genji on Gibraltar, and then chaining it into the huge Diva ult to close out on Nepal, just beautiful stuff.
Look at that right there. I mean, you knocked out Stu, took him out of the equation. 3 vital roles there with Reinhardt, Roadhog, and Zarya. You just shut them out. I mean, FaZe, this was an incredible series, but you know what though? I do know that we have Rachel over at the station. I don't want to leave her hanging. So let's go ahead, check up with Rachel, see what's going on and who she has to talk to.
Thank you so much, Golden Boy. I've got Shadowburn, the man himself. Now, Shadowburn, your legend precedes you. So many teams came here with strategies prepared, especially for dealing with you. What is it like to go into the match with that pressure on your shoulders, and do you feel motivated by it?
Yeah, I really feel like motivated. Like my team is relying on me and too easy. Like it's relying on his hooks, and it's really hard to play like on pressure on you every time, and it's really hard.
Well, you're a team that's practiced very hard. You guys boot camped out here. Played a lot, put a lot of thought into this tournament. Did you practice all these maps that you ended up playing? Where did your experience in the map pool when you were practicing go? How did you prepare?
Like we mostly practiced for winter. We tried to qualify for winter premiere. We didn't qualify, but we tried to practice Metro MLG. We mostly practiced intro. I think we practiced as well Wall Sky sometimes. We really felt really good, but we had a draw on this map. It was really hard game.
Well, the analysts seem to be of the opinion that FaZe plays to the level of their opponents. Every time you go up against an opponent, you play as good or as poorly as they do. Do you guys feel that you'll be able to play on the envious level, or perhaps even beyond it today?
Yeah, I think we can. I think we're a really good team, really good. It was really hard to play against them. We had really good games when we were practicing against them. We had really close games now.
Only a few short minutes away, so I'll let you prepare and give it back to you guys when the analyst says.
Where we start? I just feel like there's been so many incredible matches storylines. That MLG event, we have FaZe versus Envious in the finals. It just makes all the sense in the world. We get to just make sense of all this.
Series expecting Shadowburn to be the star player. I think
And the reason why I say that is, what have we seen out of FaZe so far? When did they get into Well, yes, he plays double hit scan with Bree and Soldier. That's Envy. Hey, how about that Genji? When did they play a really good Genji play? Oh, they played Arhan in the finals. That was 4-0, and they shut down the Genji very nicely. They're going to have the I mean,
because they gotta get poison break.
yeah,
It's got to be a little bit tired.
exactly. I mean, maintaining your focus for that long as a professional player is very difficult. It was an easy series against Cloud9, 3-0. I mean, they just were sitting there. Now they had the break. They made it through all of these games. So, they're not going to be anywhere near as mentally fatigued.
Yeah, I was looking right in front of us. We actually had the speed booth, and I saw Chip here. Yep, sitting. Get over here. This one is going to be done. But let's actually take a look at the championship rankings. We started today with 4 teams. But it is all it is once again. MLG to determine who is champion. But it's not Call of Duty. It's Overwatch. Makes it even more exciting. Very to the game. I think if you are a fan of competitive Overwatch, regardless of your excitement, we've seen Envy in the final before. We've seen a lot of these squads, the top dogs do. We really haven't seen this out of FaZe, and that's what makes it so exciting. It's a breath of fresh air for them.
It really is. And I didn't expect it. I've talked to them. They had problems. Like, they didn't
Oh, let's break it! Damn!
Огонь по готовности!
That's the thing, is that like, you watch some teams and they seem like well-oiled machines, everything is executed on a very, stable plan and all that. But when you watch FaZe play, it's like watching like drunken boxing.
I'm not in it for the glory.
They're like stumbling around and you're like, oh, they don't look very good, but suddenly like the jabs come out and everybody is lying on the ground. It's like, how did they do that? That's the same thing like when I watch FaZe. They're an incredibly fun team to observe.
Hey, I'm going to say it a million times. We're going to say it again. They are consistently inconsistent. And maybe they'll check the corner next time. Maybe they won't. Who knows? Right? Like, anything's possible. Oh, man. Well, guys, thank you so much for top quality analysis. This has been an incredible series to break down with you guys, especially. But that is going to do it for us here at the desk. But, folks, coming up next, it's the grand final. Envy facing off against FaZe. Will FaZe get their first championship, or will Envy repeat? Let's see how this all unfolds, and we'll see you on the other side.
FaZe having to back away. Zombs actually did use that Graviton Surge. I think it might have got Diva there. Self-destruct